I am a Moeckel Ponder and a rock ponder. I live at the intersection of the two ponds. And I'm part of an organization called the Friends of Moeckel Pond. And we're trying to raise the funding and perform the actions that are necessary in order to restore the pond through the reconstruction of the dam.
Moeckel Pond's special because it's a fairly large wetland, pretty shallow, at least around the edges, and there aren't many wetlands of that size in this area. Most of the ponds are too deep for a lot of the wading birds that you might find at Moeckel Pond, and so it's kind of a unique wetland in this area.
The turtles are awesome.
The Blandings turtle, the spotted turtle, and the wood turtle.
Yeah, there was definitely a lot of big snapping turtles.
It was probably this size around.
The beautiful little tiny turtles that were perched on top of a log, getting sun, in the lake and enjoying themselves.
More ducks, more different variety of ducks than I ever saw in my life before.
It's a great place for ducks and for wading birds like herons, for ospreys. When the water drops a little bit sometimes, it's great for shorebirds like yellowlegs.
Fox, beaver.
I'll never forget waking up one morning and coming downstairs and looking out at the Moeckel Pond, and there was a beautiful, majestic moose standing there right in the pond, just having a good time in kind of the haze and fog of the morning.
Moeckel is a shallow, warm water. Moeckel was a shallow, warm water pond. And you're more inclined to get close to wildlife. You're more inclined to see the bottom and see fish and see things that you don't so much see on Rock Pond, because Rock Pond is a deeper pond.
The view from the rock face at Deer Leap overlooking Moeckel Pond is one of the nicest in southern New Hampshire.
A beautiful outcropping of rock looking over a crystal blue shimmering lake that you would observe from either the lake itself, or you could walk the trails and go up above the lake and enjoy looking at it from the top down.
We lived close enough that the boys would go down in their pajamas. Sometimes we'd walk, and we would bring our friends down there too, anybody visiting. We'd bring our fishing nets and any other kind of collection things. The woods feel like a really special place. Almost sacred, kind of. It's magical.
It was a couple weeks after we moved here. We went down to the pond. We went fishing off the little rock there, and I caught my first sunfish. And that was just, the adrenaline was there. It was really fun. It was a great experience, and I knew I wanted to do that a lot.
It was actually my first time ever going fishing. It was down at Moeckel Pond. My dad brought me and my sister down there, and we went fishing right off the bridge. So it was a lot of fun. It was like a good first experience.
The variety of wildlife that's there is so super amazing. And without the water, you miss that, because the wildlife retreats back into other places where they can find water.
The dam went into disrepair such that it was considered, even though a low-grade hazard, a hazard nonetheless, and that the dam needed to be breached. You had heard that it would be a fairly quick fix, that it had been fixed before and it could be fixed again, and someone would fix it. And then one day, the water was gone.
Because of a crack in the dam, and because the Dam Bureau in Concord could not identify a single person responsible for the dam, it became necessary to drain it for safety reasons.
On the day they took the boards out and drained the water, my God, it's like you lost a friend. I mean, it just really wasn't right.
It's definitely different without Moeckel Pond there. You used to look across a beautiful pond and see the reflection of the trees, especially in the fall. The foliage just reflecting off the pond was great. But now it's just kind of dry wasteland and you don't really see anything there.
It's just a shame, in all honesty. We'll go up to Deer Leap and we'll look off the edge, and what used to be water is now all weeds and just dirt banks. And it's a little upsetting.
The interesting thing to me about building the dam is that there is no build it halfway. So you can't raise half the money and build half a dam. You have to raise all the money to build a dam. And it sometimes can seem overwhelming because it isn't often small towns like ours raise $500,000 for work outside of ourselves, for the greater good, not for any one thing. We're not building a field and our kids are going to play on it directly. It's bigger than any one person.
And just the idea of being able to look across the pond when it's full and see the wildlife it attracts. The idea that now it's going to be open to the public. It's been private and no trespassing for years. But the idea that there's now a launch where people can launch canoes and kayaks, people can fish the pond. This is a phenomenal research. It's too much of a treasure to just leave in the condition it's in right now.
And it's not just about the ecosystem and about the water. It's really about the fabric of our community. This is something that, if restored, just adds that one more element to making our town the special place that it is.
I'm hoping that they keep it alive so we can be able to see more wildlife and keep it there so it's not just swamp and mud.
I look forward to the fishing again. Big bass, big pickerel, and perch, and it'll be fun for so many.
I'm one that enjoys people having recreation, and I'd love to see canoes and kayaks in there, and that's what water's all about. It's for everybody. Now that the town owns it, it is, and I'm 110% behind that.
Moeckel Pond, amongst other places in town, were what really started my interest in birds, and that has led to a career studying birds and ornithology. So without places like that, then there's nowhere to sort of spark and foster that sort of interest among young people in Windham, and older people as well who might get interested in birds or the natural world in general.
Those duck boxes being put into the pond, it's just kind of like a stepping stone towards the bigger picture. Once we get the water in there, then the fish will return and the ducks will come back and they'll have somewhere to stay. And since the water's there, then we can use it to kayak or boat. The beautiful view will come back. It'll all just kind of fall into place is what I'm hoping.
The dam is not coming back the way it used to look, but to at least have the pond there and the history behind it available be very significant.
The value for the people of this town, the fact that you can take anybody there and share this, is immeasurable.